Hey, what's up guys? This is Mike with All Access, and on this edition of Geek, I'm going to teach you how to make your own guitar cables. I do find this is a pretty important thing for all guitarists to learn how to do. It can save you a lot of money, it can help improve your tone, and can just help keep things in your guitar rig a lot more neat and tidy. This is an example of what I'm going to show you how to use, or show you how to make. This is a Nutric right angle connector. This is more of a heavy duty style that they have that I just started using that I like. It's not very necessary to use these heavy duty ones, but I like them. And on this side, one of my favorites is a Switchcraft Unbalanced straight connector. And I tend to favor Canary cable. Some people like Mogami. I find that Canary is a little bit more durable, and it's also, I find it, the place where I get, I do believe it's a little bit cheaper. And it's also easier. I get my stuff from a place called MarkerTech. It's markertech.com, and you can get a few different colors with Canary, where with Mogami you can only get black. When you get it, they sell it by the foot. And with Canary you can get black, orange, red, and blue. I think they do have other colors, but that's all that MarkerTech carries. I'm also going to be showing you how to make, use Nutric connectors. They're a little bit more expensive. They are just as good. They're a little bit easier to use, a couple less steps, as you'll see in the videos in making them. And I can't really decide which one I like better, Switchcraft or Nutric. I'm kind of going back and forth, and maybe one day I'll figure out which ones I like better through experimenting. But like I said, I do feel this is a good skill for every guitarist to know, because especially when you're dealing with unbalanced cable, where you only have two connections, as opposed to balanced cable, which is what other audio applications use sometimes, like microphones and whatnot. But guitarists use unbalanced cable, and it's the longer your cable is, it can attract more noise. And also, I believe people feel that after about 3 meters of cable length, your signal will start to degrade. And so in my guitar rig, I've made every cable myself, and I make it to a specific length, so I don't have any excess cable. It doesn't, it keeps things nice, neat, and tidy. If you have a problem with your guitar rig live and you have to troubleshoot and shoot something quickly, rather than going to a rat's nest of cables, you have everything cut to length, and it can make things a lot easier to pinpoint your problem. And also with my my rack at home, I also have made every cable myself for my studio, and it just makes things easier. And also, a lot of the cable that you'll buy at Guitar Center or Sam Ash or wherever you buy your cables, there's a lot of cheap cable out there that will affect your tone. And if you learn how to solder, which is not very hard, it does take some practice, but and you use good connectors with good cable. Mogami is also very good, and you'll hear, if you go online and try to figure out what's better, you'll hear a lot of different opinions of what people like better. So I've heard some people say the high-end in Canary is better, and some people say the high-end frequencies are better with Mogami, so make up your own mind. But it's a good skill to learn how to know. And like I said, it'll improve your tone, and it will, in the long run, save you money. And you can't go wrong with that. But you do have to have some patience and have some free time to do it, because it does take a little bit of time. So, and let's get to showing you how to make cable. When you get started, you're going to need some tools, and here are all the tools that you need. A soldering iron. I prefer the iron. I don't like using a gun. I feel these are a lot easier to use. This is a little bit more of an expensive soldering iron. You don't need one like this, but this one has a digital readout, just so I can get it exactly to the temperature I like, and that makes things a little bit easier. Scissors, a couple pair of wire strippers. These you have to be a little bit more difficult with. because you can cut into the wire real easily. They're not too expensive, and you can get them probably at any hardware store, but I find them quite handy. It grips the cable for you, and then strips the casing off. Needle nose pliers, wire cutters, another pair of adjustable pliers. This is a tool that I got from my dentist, and I'll show you why I like to have some of those. Some shrink tubing and some 60-40 solder seems to be the most popular. And I like to get the stuff that's fairly thin, a little bit easier to work with. It melts a little bit quicker. And if you can find something, you're going to need something to hold something in place. I was lucky enough to find this little vise, and I use it for all my soldering. And this is what we're going to be making. Now, there are two different types of connectors I like to use. This is a right angle. I just started using these recently. These are kind of cool. They're very heavy-duty Nutric right angle connectors. And on this side, I have a Switchcraft connector. These are a little bit less expensive, but they're very good and very good quality, and very strong. They're good for taking out on the road. I also like to use Nutric connectors sometimes. They're a little bit easier to solder, but they usually are twice as expensive. So you're gonna end up paying a little bit more, and I'll show you how to use those. I'm going to show you guys how to. I'm going to show you how to use right angle, Switchcraft, straight angle, balanced, unbalanced, and then I'm going to go through the same thing with all the Nutric connectors as well. So you'll be able to see exactly how I do it with multiple connectors, multiple angles, and in one case I'm actually going to do an A/B test between Mogami cable and Canary. I prefer Canary because it's easier for me to get in different colors. This is Canary right here, and I've heard, if you go online, you'll hear some people say that they like Mogami better. Some people say they like Canary better. I feel Canary is a little bit more durable. You'll just notice it right away just by working with it. But some people say that Mogami sounds better. And let's get started.